Welcome to a new edition of the Neon Jazz interview series with Berlin-based jazz bassist and composer Mette Iversen. We caught up with her in Berlin in late March 2020 as the world was reeling from the COVID-19 quarantine to talk about her latest 2020 CD, Racing a Butterfly. This Danish bassist arrived in New York City in 1998 and produced much of her contemporary work, and in 2012 she relocated to Berlin. She's got a great story, so please dig in.
Okay, wonderful. Hey, thank you for taking a minute out for Neon Jazz today. I appreciate it.
Of course, I'm happy to.
So where exactly are you located?
I'm in Berlin.
Okay, so how's everything going over there with the coronavirus and the pandemic?
You know, I have to say that the Germans are pretty organized, so it's kind of, it's the same, more or less the same as everywhere else. We supposed to isolate, and can only be two people on the street together and stuff, and have to stand in line by the supermarkets to get inside to shop. But otherwise it's calm, and people are out in the parks, with a distance and stuff, and it's okay. The sun is shining.
Good. Good deal. Well, thank you for taking a minute out today, and I want to talk to you about a couple of things, but I really enjoy Racing a Butterfly. Talk to me about this project and how you feel about it.
I have to say I'm really, really happy about it. It's like, when I set out to write this music, it was sort of with a lightness in mind. Looking back now, I see that, or I feel maybe that I've been more serious on a lot of my other recordings, and I felt like this album was just, it had to be happier or lighter or brighter, and it was more playful from the beginning of, the initiation of it, and then when we went on tour and played the music and we went into the studio, it's probably the easiest studio experience I've ever had. It was, relaxed and joyful and fun and went smooth. I mean, I have to say though that one of the tunes was probably the hardest tunes we've ever tried to play together, but even that kind of worked. We spent more time on it than on the others, but it was, I think the whole has such a positive approach and relaxed and playful attitude, and I feel that has come through on the album, and I'm super happy actually with this.
Wonderful. So did you grow up in Berlin?
No, I grew up in Denmark, in Aarhus. It was, a lot smaller town than Berlin. I think Berlin is probably has the same amount of, maybe 3/4 of the inhabitants of Denmark. No, Berlin is my third place, so to say.
So how did you get into jazz?
It started very early, like with my father playing music, playing jazz, or singers, Duke Ellington and Ella Fitzgerald. After I probably myself had been into more, I played classical piano, but into more rock, pop stuff. And then in high school, I sort of drifted towards the jazz. Started playing it with some people, and then I went to the classical conservatory and studied classical piano actually for some years before I left that again and applied to the jazz conservatory. And shifted instrument also I went from piano to bass at that point. And since then, it's sort of just been, jazz in that direction, and went to New York after some years at the conservatory in Denmark, and then it was, I was fully into that and the whole scene there for, I guess 14 years, I think. And then we came to Berlin at some point, and a little different jazz scene, but still some great players, and but I keep my old New York group, as you can tell.
So, what do you like best about being a musician?
A couple of things. It's a creative outlet. So the expression that the frames or the possibilities for one to express themselves And then, which is maybe the most important part of it, that you do it together with other musicians, that you interact, the interaction and the, what you're able to create together and respond to and listen and sort of create in the moment. I think that's what I value highest.
So, more specifically, why do you love jazz?
Because it's freedom. I find that in jazz music there's so much freedom for all of us to be who we are and to say what we want and express what we think and feel and react, communicate with other people, both players when we're playing, but also audiences. So I think, and I've been around a bunch of styles of music, and I really find that those, I find those values highest within the jazz music and the jazz scene, I guess.
Yeah. So obviously the jazz has been silenced around the world in a live capacity. Yeah. When it comes back, what do you hope the audience finds out or has a new appreciation for when we finally do get back to playing live jazz?
I have to say, I hope that this period where we all quiet and with ourselves a lot, or very few people a lot, that is sort of is a little bit of a meditation on the busyness that we otherwise are engulfed in. So I hope that people we all come out of it with valuing time a little bit higher and taking time to be more focused, maybe more calm, but that which also means, or like the result of that, in my opinion, is that we are able to listen more focused, listen more concentrated, maybe enjoy things more, maybe get more experiences through that. And that I hope can happen.
Yeah. So everyone has a perception of you, your family, your friends, your fans, but you're living your life. Who do you think you are? Well,
I guess I'm kind of the sum of all of it. But what do I kind of think that, for many, many years, I felt like I was experiencing this and that and this and that and learning and absorbing, and I feel like at this point I'm giving out back what I have experienced myself. So I maybe a communicator in a sort of way, or what can we say? I hope that my music gives people experiences, and maybe that they can relate to the experiences that they can relate to. So I don't know what word to, if I can name it with one word, but someone who brings those experiences on. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you answer it. Yeah. I think you've done a great job of answering it. I saved the hardest one for last. And thank you for taking some time out, giving us kind of a glimpse into your world, into the great new album that you put out, and hopefully everything in the world can kind of get back to where it was before and we can hear the jazz again.
Right, live, yeah. I really hope.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for listening and tuning in to another Neon Jazz interview, where we give you a bit of insight into the finest players in Berlin, Denmark, Kansas City, and spots all over the world, giving fans all that jazz. And thanks to Anne for her time, music, and stories. If you want to hear more interviews, go to Famous Interviews with Joe Domino in the iTunes Store. Visit neonjazz at youtube.com, and for everything Neon Jazz all the time, go to the neonjazz.blogspot.com. Until next time, please support the arts and enjoy the music, my friends.
Neon Jazz.